I was born in April of 1946. It was just after the Second World War. The National Health Service Act 1946 did not come into effect until the 5th of July 1948, so not in time for my delivery. I still have the receipt from the medic who attended my birth. The National Health Service brought an end to medical bills as health care became free at the point of need. And this is how it should be in a civilized grown-up world. I've been very fortunate in my life, for I have only needed the National Health for pregnancies, vaccinations, and a few prescriptions. Up to being age 73, my husband Brian also rarely needed the National Health Service, but it was a comfort to know it was there. Then in April 2017, when in need of GP services, we were shocked to discover that the NHS was not as accessible as it should be. Our National Health Service is under threat. 20 days of 2017. 19th of April. Started calling the GP service at 8 a.m. My husband Brian was ill and weak, and I was worried about him. Got through to an automated system at 8 minutes past 8 and was ninth in a queue to be answered by a person. I waited and waited and waited. Finally got to talk about making an appointment, but I was cut off by the automated system because it prevents long phone calls. So after 34 minutes, I was back to square one. I called the surgery again, but no one answered the phone. I thought about doing an Erin Brockovich like in the movie. I could get a job at the surgery, start answering the phones. There was obviously a vacancy and nobody else was doing it. As I got nowhere with my phone calls, I ordered a taxi and took Brian to the surgery. Calm and very patient, that's me. But when the rage comes, it's a good one. Our visit to the surgery went like this. I joined the queue to talk to reception. A lady in front of me asked if it was possible to see a doctor. Reception answered, "No appointments available." The lady then asked, "Can I make an appointment for tomorrow?" Reception answered, "No appointments available." Lady replied, "I want to make an appointment for when you can fit me in." Reception answered, "Sorry, not taking any pre-booked appointments. There's nothing available for 6 weeks." Then I blew up and started shouting about our deteriorating health service. The lady started to leave. I got very angry and called to the lady, "Vote Labour if you want to help get back our NHS services." The lady replied, "Vote Labour, yes." She was obviously traumatised. Getting more angry, I created quite a noise shouting about our NHS and how the Tories plan to destroy it. People in the waiting room were startled, but generally in agreement with me. Then Dr. K appeared from his consulting room. I shouted over to Dr. K, "My husband has to see you. He is in pain and requires treatment. There are no appointments for weeks. Reception are telling me to dial 111 for emergency advice." Then Dr. K started getting political too. He shouted over to people in the waiting room about the state of our NHS. I've discussed this with him before, so I know how disappointed he is in trying to do his job while battling with our Tory government. He has written many papers on the subject and regularly gets on to the politicians, but he is convinced our NHS is on its last legs. Dr. K shouted over to me, "Yes, I will see you." Reception to doctor, "You are just too soft." Me again shouting to reception and to the waiting room audience. That's because he is a real doctor, the best, dedicated to his job and to his patients. Next we saw the nurse for a blood test. Told her I just exploded in the waiting room. Oh, that was you, was it? The nurse replied. Then we had a consultation with Dr. K, a wonderful doctor. He requested urine samples, appointment with hospital for various scans, though he said a CT scan might not be done as it's not so easy to get these days. 7 days later, on the 26th of April, taxis to and from hospitals for scans. 2 days later, on 28th of April, taxis to and from hospital for scans. 5 days later, on 3rd of May, consultation with hospital doctor, who informed us nothing can be done. 6 days later, the 9th of May, my husband Brian died at home.